Wix website tutorial, full in-depth tutorial for beginners. In this video, we are going to be talking about Wix and how you're going to use this incredible platform to help you create one of the best websites out there. Okay, so as we all know, Wix is one of the most top used website creators and one of the most top used e-commerce stores out there. And you can use Wix to create any type of website. It may be, it could be an article website, be a blog, it could be an e-commerce store, it could be a website for a restaurant, a booking website, etc. It could be any of those. So we're going to get started straight into it. And the best part about Wix is that it's totally free and there's no credit card required. So to start things off, what we're going to do is we're going to come over to Wix.com. And in Wix.com, what we're going to do is we're going to click on Get Started. Now, once you click on Get Started, it brings us to the sign in section. Now, the sign in section asks for an email password. Okay, so I'm going to go over to the email section. And what we're going to want to do is we're going to add our email. And I'm simply going to confirm my email one more time. Okay, and do you know this, that Wix website has so many, great features that help you integrate different types of things into your store when you're using it, that its ease of use will help you out a lot when you're starting off your website ventures, and you might even progress to e-commerce. Okay, and e-commerce off of Wix is incredible, where it actually helps you get different features in with different types of products, different types of applications and integrations. It truly helps you. And the best part about Wix is that Wix has its very own marketing section as well, where it helps you with the SEO and all the other things required in marketing. So over here it says, let's get started. Who are you creating a website for yourself or for a client? So we're going to go with for ourselves and click on continue. Now once you click on continue, it basically takes you to the further onboarding. Now it asks you, bring your ideas to life with AI. So you basically get two options. You can either set up your website without AI or set up it with AI. Now I'm going to go with without, but if you want to go ahead and use AI, that's your choice. And obviously it's not a bad choice. You can go with AI and, it has a relatively easier workflow in my opinion. So it says, what type of website do you want to create? It could be an online store, portfolio, blog, consultant, whatever you want. So I'm going to go with an online store personally. Okay. Now, once you go with an online store, it says preparing your dashboard. Now, once our dashboard gets prepared, what we're going to want to do from there on out is we are going to go straight into the dashboard. Now, in the dashboard, it's going to give us all the features that you're going to need a markup for when you're using Wix. Okay, and the best part about using Wix is that it gives you all these steps that you're going to need to follow to actually, fully set up your store. So, it doesn't leave you hanging or anything. You actually get the full suite of features to get an idea of. Okay, so while we're over here, it says, enter your store name. So I'm going to go with John's Retail. So we're going to call it that. Once we do that, we're going to click on continue. And once you click on continue, it says, do you already have an online store? I'm going to go with no, I'm just starting out. And once you do that, it says, what kind of products are you selling? So I'm going to go with physical products, drop shipping products, print on demand products. And now I'm going to click on continue. So how are you offering your products? Obviously as an online store. And now it says you're all set. So from here on out, you can head to your dashboard, and in your dashboard, it's going to give you all these settings to, set up your website. So it's going to ask you for a custom domain. It's going to ask you to add a product, design your website, etc. So first we have a custom domain over here. Now in the custom domain, obviously the people at Wix are already going to give you a stock free domain that you're not going to want to pay for. But obviously that's not the most attractive domain, and not a lot of people might want to click on it. Plus, you don't get good SEO and good rankings on Google with a stock domain from any website. You're going to need to have your very own domain. So you can get that by simply adding your bot domain over here and clicking on Let's Go, verifying that it's your domain, and you should be good to go. Now, moving on, we have set up payment methods. Okay, so setting up your payment method is also a pretty big thing to do, because here, if we click on setup payments, it's going to take us to the payment section. And the reason that this is a huge thing to do in the start is because whenever you start off your online store and your payments start coming in, they're going to need a portal to send the payments to. And this is going to be that portal. Okay. So you're going to go ahead, click on connect. You're going to choose the payment type. So let's say I'm going to go over with cash on delivery, and then you're simply going to add instructions. However you want to add them, click on connect, and that will basically add a payment type for you. And now what's going to happen is that people are going to easily go ahead and make payments to you. All right. Now moving on, if we come over to setup once again in the setup section, it's going to give us the add your first product, setup shipping and delivery, design your website, and get found by your customers on Google. We're going to go through all of these. Now it says add your first product. So I'm going to go over to the product section. Okay. You can find your products from your catalog store over here. Okay. And in your catalogs, you have stored products. So once you go straight towards this, obviously you have to decide beforehand what products you are going to add into your store. Now I already have an idea. I have a good idea of what I'm going to get. So here, what we're going to do is we're going to click on new product. And from here, we're going to go over to physical product. So once we go over to physical product, what we're going to do from here is we're simply going to wait for it to load up. And once it loads up, you are going to go ahead and first of all, add a name. So let's say I'm going to call this black hoodie. Okay. Once we call it that, we're going to go ahead and we're going to start adding images into this. Okay. So once we click on add image, it's going to open up our basic media dashboard on Wix. And in the media dashboard, what you're going to want to do is you're going to upload your files. Okay. So to upload your files, you're going to click on upload media over here. And here in upload media, we're simply going to wait for things to load up. I'm going to click on that. And once you click on upload media, as I told you, it's going to bring you here. You're going to click on upload from computer. Okay. And once we click on upload from computer, it's going to take us to our PC. Okay. And from your PC, obviously, accordingly, go ahead and choose the images that you require. So I'm going to go ahead and scroll down to the section where I think I'll find my images. So obviously the images that you use, by the way, are going to be really important. They need to be exactly accurate. And whatever images you use for, your blog, website, store, whatever you were making, they're going to leave a big impact on the image of your store. Okay. So let's say I'm going to go ahead and add this image. So once we add that, I'm going to click on upload. And once we click on upload, we're simply going to wait for it to complete uploading. It shouldn't take a lot of time generally. It usually takes around, 30 to 40 seconds, depending on how big your image is. Now, obviously, if your image is, decently big, it might take a decent amount of time. But my image is only 6 megabytes, so it should take a few seconds. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for it to upload my image. And once my image is done uploading, we're going to get straight into the other settings. Now, once your product is uploaded, you're going to select it. And once you've selected it, you're going to click on add to page. Now, once you add it to page, obviously you have a product image. Now you're going to make sure to keep showing online store on, showing point of sale on. And once you do that, you're going to leave a good description. Now, I would always prefer to keep a good description for your product because after your image, your description is one of the most attractive things to a customer. Okay. They always read the description, they see what the material is, they see what it's really made out of, etc. So you're going to want to give a whole dynamic and a whole storyline of the actual product that you're selling. So I would definitely suggest getting your descriptions off of some AI like ChatGPT, etc., or just use any AI that you want. So I'm going to go ahead and let's say go to chat, and I'm going to go ahead and ask it to write. I want you to write me a product description for a black cotton hoodie. Okay. Now, once you write that, you're going to choose your tone. So let's say I'm going to go with marketing ads. Okay. Let's go with a professional tone. Okay. Well, let's go with informational. Then the length, let's keep it medium. And once you do that, you're going to click on generate draft. Now, once you have clicked on generate draft, you're simply going to wait for things to load in. Shouldn't take a lot of time. And here we have it. So now we have the whole text over here. Simply going to go ahead and copy it, come here, paste it. And now we have a good description as well. So once you've used AI for your descriptions, you can also add certain ribbons into your products if you want to. You can also create different coupons, promote your product differently if you want to. But I'm going to skip all that and we're going to move over to the pricing. Okay, so in the pricing section, we can see that you can keep the item on sale if you want to, or you can also go with show price per unit. But currently, I'm going to keep it in my currency. Let's say this much. Now, in my currency, this is, you could say, around $30. Okay, so once we have this, you are going to scroll down. You can allow custom text field for yourself as well. You have different product options to choose from. You know, product options are basically variants that you give for your products. Okay, and variants are very important. You know, adding a variant will help your page out a lot. You know, it will help your store generally out a lot. And the reason for that is because people might like your hoodie, but they might like it in a different color or they might like it in a different size. So, you know, always adding options and variants does not hurt anyone. Okay. Now, once you've done that, you can also go ahead and track the inventory, which is basically for shipping. Okay. So, whenever there's shipping being done, or whenever there is cargo that is being transported, you're going to want to make sure to keep track inventory on. You're also going to make sure how many there are in inventory, because currently it's 0. That will mean that in the store it's going to give out of stock, and that is not something we want. Okay, we're going to go ahead with 5,000, or let's go with 50 in that case. Then you can also add in the SKU and shipping weight for the products, because every product each has its certain SKU. And, you know, adding an SKU is pretty helpful. So I'm going to go ahead and keep all of this good enough. And once we do that, we're going to click on save and we're going to move on to the other sections of this. Okay. And generally, when you have, you know, completed all of these things for yourself, you've added products, you've, you know, basically set it up your payment methods, and after you've set it up a domain, you can go ahead and set up your shipping and delivery as well, because setting up a shipping and delivery is really important in online stores. Now, the thing is that when you're setting up shipping and delivery, what you're basically insinuating is that when someone orders a product from you internationally and you don't set up a shipping rate, what happens is the money that the shippers take is then from your account. So basically, you're going at a loss. So I would recommend setting up a shipping rate. So the shipping rate is also taken from the person that is buying your products. Okay. So always setting up a shipping rate is helpful to any online store earner out there. So once we do that, we're going to go over to set up shipping. We're simply going to wait for things to load in. And once things have loaded in, we have domestic, which is basically in my country, and then international, which is basically rest of the world. So first of all, let's go over to domestic. Okay, let's go ahead and actually set shipping costs in my own country. So we have free shipping. Now, if you want to change that, you're going to click over here. And once you click over here, it says either a flat rate, which is basically just one rate. If I say $5 for shipping, then that's going to be $5 for any type of shipping. May it be 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 2 weeks. That's just $5. You can do rate by weight or rate by price as well. Okay. So generally what people do is rate by price. So the standard shipping, like let's call this 1, or let's call it standard. Okay. I'm going to call it standard. Let's say the delivery is 3 to 5 days. Price range, we're going to go with 0 to, in my currency, $5. Okay. And the general rate would be, again, $5 for shipping. But if the price markup goes above this, okay, what you can do in that case is you can increase the shipping, okay? And once this is done, this is what most people do, by the way. Like if the price markup goes up, they're going to decrease the shipping. If the price markup is too low, they're going to increase the shipping cost just to make a good profit out of it. Now, I've done the reverse of that, the opposite of that, but potato, potato, you don't have to get into details right now. This is just to explain to you how shipping works. So once this is done, you can add different local deliveries and add pickups as well if you want to. And after that, we're going to go ahead and click on save. Now, once you click on save, we have saved our domestic travels, okay? So we can see that the shipping rate and everything is appeared over here. Now we come over to the international section. Now, international is also a very important shipping carrier, okay? Because international prices are generally a lot more. So for ship international, I generally just keep a flat rate. Doesn't matter how far it's from. I'm just going to keep a general shipping rate, and obviously the delivery process, you can write from like 5 to 20 days. It could take at least that much because international usually does take a lot of time. Okay, so generally just keep this setting on for yourself. And then we have rate. So let's say I'm gonna go with, now this should be around $50 in my currency, $50 to $60. So that's the flat rate for any product that is shipped from outside my country. Okay, so basically, this is the main idea of shipping. And, once you set it shipping up for yourself, that's an amazing thing. So once we have done that, we're going to get into the store design in just a second. One last thing that I would want to show you all, and I would prefer that you all, check it out, is going to your Wix's settings. Because in the Wix settings section, what you can do is you can actually mess around with different parts of your account and different modules of it. So let's say if we want to go ahead and apply some different types of setting to any different type of account that is applicable. So let's say first of all we have domains. Now in the domain section, we can easily go ahead and add any custom domain we want. And the fun part about Wix is that Wix also helps you in buying domains. So, if you want to go ahead and buy a domain for yourself, that is also applicable. You can do that for yourself as well. All right. Then moving on, what you can moreover do is connect the domain that you already own as well. Another great thing to have is business email, because a business email on Wix will help you out a lot as well, especially in the marketing case, okay? Because a professional email address that sends a marketing email, or just any marketing email, it helps you out a lot, okay? So these are things that you're going to want to have a good idea of when you are generally using all these things for yourself. So just check these things out for yourself. You can also see the premium subscriptions and all that it gives you. But apart from all of that, skipping all of that, I'm going to go ahead straight back to my dashboard. In my dashboard, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to go ahead and finally start editing my website. Now, the website editing part is a bit fun and a little tricky depending on if you've used website editors before. Now, I'm not saying that it's difficult, but it is quite tricky to get a hold of because it's not your general drag and drop editor. Wix's editor has a few more varieties in it. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to come to design your website. So for that, we're going to click on design site. And once you click on design site, it's going to bring us over here. So you can either design your website through AI, or you can customize a template for yourself. So you can browse thousands of designs, then pick one to customize. So I'm going to go ahead and customize a template for myself right now. All right. So we're going to go to pick a template. And once you go over to pick a template, you're simply going to load things up over here. Now, once you're over here, you have different templates of different websites. So, accessory store, backpack store, electronic store, wellness shop, home goods store, etc. So I'm going to go with this one. It's a clothing store, and I think this will work pretty well with what I'm showing to the world. So I'm going to go ahead and click on edit, And once we click on edit from there on out, what happens is it starts loading us in to the main Wix website editor. Now, once you are loaded in to the main editor, what you can do from there is you can easily go into the fun part of Wix. Now, if you are good at designing art and creative, then this should be a piece of cake for you. But still, generally, it should be tricky if you're using Wix or, any website editor for that fact for the first time, okay? Because getting a hang of this early on should be a little tricky. So if you don't get a hang of it right there and then, do not be alarmed. It shouldn't take a lot of time. And, worst case scenario, if it does cause you issues, you can always just use the generative AI. That's the beauty of Wix, okay? So I'm simply going to wait for the Wix website editor to load in. And once this editor is fully loaded in, from there on out, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to start editing your very own website. Now, once your store has loaded up, it's going to look up like this. So let's say we have all these products over here, right? So pretty grandeur products right in front of us. So these are your catalogs down here. This is your basic, Navicon and how your store's hero is going to look. So if you want to do some edits in this, so let's say I want to go ahead and change my navigation menu. I'm simply going to go over to it and click it. Now, once you click your navigation menu, as you can see, it gives you the management columns. So let's say I'm going to come here. You can edit the text, change its font. Then moving on, you can change the background, change the text color. Let's say I want to edit this text. You can go ahead and change any designs you want out of it. Same can be done for the design and colors of different boxes. So, there's different themed boxes for us to actually work with. So we're on this one currently. You can switch to, a blue box if you want to. Switch to this one. I'll say I'm going to use this one over here. That looks pretty nice. So I can just stick with that. Then we move down here. We have latest arrivals. And the latest arrivals, this is where you're going to add all your products. Okay, so here, what you're going to do is you're going to click on Manage Products. And once you click on Manage Products, you're simply going to wait for things to load in. So once things have successfully and fully loaded in, what you can do from there is you can take the products as we have over here. So once you have these products, let's say I'm going to take this black hoodie that I just added, and I'm going to click on plus new product. Okay, so we're going to take all the relevant products we need. So I'm going to go ahead and select all for now. And then I'm going to deselect the black hoodie and this white t-shirt down here. And once you do this, what you can do is you can basically delete all the products that you have done. So I'm going to go ahead and delete the products that I chose. And once you do that, we're going to back out of the catalog now. And now you can see that we have a black hoodie and we're simply going to have one more shirt. So if you reload this page, the black hoodie and shirt will only appear and the rest will be gone. And moving on, you can go ahead and add different elements, add sections, add pages, different styling designs into your page as well. So let's say I want to add some discrete element like a decorative element, or maybe you want to add a box. All can be added through these sections over here. So let's say I want to create a section in this page, which is, about forms. It's going to be a form, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and find a form section. So the forms are over here. As you can see, we have this form. Now, you could either create a form by yourself, or you can take the pre-made forms. So you have contact forms, order forms, registration, application, request, waiver, subscribe. So let's say I'm going to go over to the contact forms over here. Now in the contact form, I'm going to get one of these out. So let's say I'm going to get this out right now. I'm going to come down here, and right here, I'm going to apply it. Now, as you can see, it starts loading things in. So just like this, you can drag and drop widgets into your store. Widgets like applications, widgets like different, integral working things that your store can need when you're creating some product like an e-commerce store. All right. So now we can see we have a contact form right over here. And obviously you can see that the space and the algorithm of the space is a little out of touch. So what you can do is you can easily drag it down here. And what you can do is just take the size down. And once this is done, what we're going to do is we're going to bring it here. And now we have a contact us form in our page as well. And it looks pretty discreet. It looks pretty nice. And we're going to do some work into this as well. So once the design of your store is all done and you think that it looks up to par, what you can do from there on out, moving on, is simply go ahead, save and publish, and that will put your store up for display on the internet. But before going from there, you can always go ahead and change your site styling, change your site's theme, however you want to, and always AI will be with you if you want to create text for your pages and you want to generate different sections. But yeah, generally change your site themes however you want. So let's say I want to take it from general to eclectic. Let's go with energetic. You can go with retro or vibrant. You can go with a very natural color. You can go with placid. So it depends on you on whatever color you want and whatever color you think will look good. Now this color looks pretty classy with my design scheme. So, just go through with different styles and different templates, and, one will match something that you will love. So once you have chosen your match, you're simply going to click on save. And once you click on save, from here on out, you're simply going to click on publish. And once you click on publish, that means that your page is finally live. So if you click on view site now, as you can see, we go over to this URL. Now, this is not a very considerably attractive URL, but it is a free URL, a free domain that Wix has personally given to us. So look at this. And you saw that it has an animated text roller over here. You can go ahead, interact with different buttons, etc. Now we have these products as well. So let's say I'm going to go over to this black hoodie. And once we go over to this black hoodie, as you can see, we have its whole description down here as well for people to read. And let's say if someone likes this, they're going to click on add to cart and buy now. And once they click on buy now, they're obviously going to be taken to the actual payment page. Now we have a different card page as well as a checkout page, and you can go straight to the checkout page, but only when you have added your payment methods, because when you add your payment method, these orders or these currencies will come straight to the payment method that you've added. All right. Now, moving on from here, what you can moreover do is you can go ahead and market your site as well by simply coming over to the marketing section, and you can market it through Google Ads. Okay, Google Ads is one of the best places to market your website. Obviously, you're going to want to update your Wix for this because you cannot get this on the free plan. So if I were to go ahead and discuss his Wix pricings, Wix, obviously the best part about Wix is its free plan, because do anything and everything totally for free, that's a bargain. But the premium plans that Wix gives are the light plan, where you can get the basics, core plan, which is $29 a month, business, which is $36, and business elite, which is $159. So, pretty decent prices, but the features that it gives for those prices are quite incredible. And I would definitely urge you users to check these out. And if the price markup actually matches the feature markup and you think it's reliable and it makes sense for you to buy it, then definitely go ahead and buy it for yourself, because trust me, it will give you a good e-commerce, or in that case, any website solution. Okay, so definitely use this for yourself and get a good sense out of it. But yeah, that's pretty much all there is when it comes to Wix website and how you're going to create it. So thank you for watching this video all the way till the end, and I'll be seeing all of you wonderful people in the very next video. Have a great, incredible day. Goodbye.